up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be doing my boyfriend's makeup. So what's your name?
My name is Kevin. Her boyfriend.
I'm so done. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing his makeup. So yeah. So what's up, you guys? I'm starting off with doing his brows, and I'm filling them in with the Anastasia Dip Brow in medium. I'm using the Morphe M160 to fill in his brows, and the brush that I'm using to brush it out is from BH Cosmetics, but honestly I don't even know the number of that brush. It's just a set that I got in the mail when I ordered something. So right now I'm cleaning up his brows with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm doing that so the brows won't look too harsh and everything can look well blended. So I'm doing that. Sorry about my phone. Right now I'm taking the Real Techniques sponge and blending that in also. I'm also using the same concealer to prime his eyes because that's just my way of priming my own eyes. I like to use concealer as opposed to an eye primer, but you can use whatever you like. Right now I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm using the middle shade, which is like a banana shade. It's in the shade Lyric, so I'm using that, and I'm just using a BH Cosmetics brush once again. To start off, I'm using the Modern Renaissance palette, and as my transition shade I'm using Burnt Orange, so that's what I'm putting in the crease, just so every color can blend out nicely. And yeah, windshield wiper motions as I'm doing that. I don't know what happened to him, but okay, right now I'm taking Love Letter since it was requested by him, and I'm gonna start applying that with an M433 brush from Morphe, and I'm starting in the outer crease, and I'm gonna bring that in a little into like the whole crease itself. So as you can see, I already did that with the other eye just to save some time, but that's what I'm doing now. You want to make sure you blend everything really nicely so it all comes together. If not, it'll look kind of choppy, and that's not the look we're going for. So I'm continuing doing that. And right now I'm actually taking a little bit of Venetian red just to deepen up the look a little bit more, because Love Letter itself is not as intense as I wanted it to be, so that's what I'm doing there. And I'm going back with an E27 and making sure everything is blended. This is by far like my favorite blending brush ever, even though it's discontinued from Morphe, but they have similar brushes. Well then, he's filming himself, obviously. So right now I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I'm spritzing that on a brush just to get it wet so the color can get a little bit more intensity. And the color I chose was Vermeer from the same palette, and I'm just applying that all over his lid. Okay, so I wasn't so satisfied with how much I applied before with Love Letter and Venetian Red, so basically what I'm doing there is going back with those two colors and deepen it up even more. So I'm using the same brushes, the M433 and E27, going back and forth with those two and making sure everything is well blended. So now I'm using these Cara lashes in the style 118. I'm going to be applying that with some Ardell glue, and I'm just using some tweezers to help me better apply this. So that's what I'm doing right there. The white strip goes away on its own. That just means that the glue is drying. So I did apply the mascara after I applied the lashes. So that's why you can't really notice much on there, but I did coat them once again after I applied the lashes on him. So right now I'm just doing the other eye. He was not used to this at all, clearly. So after I have applied that, I'm going to go in with the Nivea Post Shave Balm, and that is a primer, acts as a primer because it does contain glycerin, so it helps anything you apply on top of that stick to the face. So I'm just using an e.l.f. brush I got at Target to apply that all over his face. After you apply this, you want to make sure you wait a couple minutes before you apply the foundation, just so it can kind of get a little tacky, so it's easier once you apply the foundation. If not, it'll be like too wet and it won't do the job as well as if you wait a couple minutes. So now I'm going to be taking the Fit Me foundation from Maybelline, and it's in the shade 128. So I'm just going to be dotting that all over his face, making sure that I'm going to get a clear, oh my god, an even layer, of the foundation. So I'm doing that, and guys really do need more foundation than us because I used a lot on him. So now I'm taking the Real Technique sponge once again, and I am just blending that into his skin. By the way, this is my favorite method of applying foundation, concealer, and anything. I love using the Real Technique sponge. I think it's awesome. So that's literally my holy grail. I'd rather use that than a brush, honestly. So as you can see, it's starting to look really even and nice. After I've done that, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer once again, and I'm just gonna start applying that under his eyes, on his chin, his forehead, and a little bit around his nose area, just to cover up some redness. That's gonna help brighten up everything and cover up any blemishes. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm still using the sponge, as you can see. Okay, he was having a hard time looking up, so I had to tell him 50 times to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to bake under his eyes, and I'm using the Airspun translucent powder, which you can get anywhere really, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and it's super inexpensive. I believe it's like $6 or $7. So if you're looking for a great translucent powder, this is the one. So now I'm just swiping that away with the BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm gonna go back with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm gonna start contouring his face. I'm using the bottom middle shade, which is in the shade Shadow Play, and I'm just using a BH Cosmetics. It came in a set, so I really don't know the numbers right now, you guys, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing that on his cheeks. I'm also going to take it to his temples, just to define the face a little bit more. Okay, so after I've done that, I'm gonna take off the translucent powder under his eyes because I've baked it for a couple of minutes. And I'm gonna actually be going back with the Shade and Light palette, and I'm gonna use the same banana shade we used in the beginning to set his concealer on his eyes, just to brighten it up a little bit more. Okay, right now I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm gonna be using both of the blushes at the top, which are in the shades Rosé Spritz and Amaretto. Actually, it's Pamplemousse, not Rosé Spritz. And I'm going to be using the highlighters in that palette as well, and I'm using both Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop, just because I'm extra like that, and I like to glow like a goddess, and I like my boyfriend to glow as much as me too, so why not? I'm taking that on his nose as well, and his Cupid's bow. And damn, look at that. Look at that. Look how he glows. Okay. So now I'm going back to the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm using the same shades that I used on his eyes on the bottom. And he's literally about to shed a tear right now. You guys are going to see this. There it goes. Okay, so I was so worried he was gonna like ruin it all, but no. I just went back in with the sponge and I kind of like blended it out a bit, and it's like nothing ever happened. But yeah, now I'm going in with Manny's liquid lipsticks, his collab with Ofra Cosmetics, and I'm using the shades Charmed and Aries. Charmed is the one that's going all over his lips, and I'm gonna be using Aries just in the middle of his lips, like dotted, just to kind of act like a little ombre effect. I couldn't take him with lipstick in that moment, but I'm using those two. I'm combining them both, and they actually came out pretty nicely, so I'm happy about that. I'm just blending it with my finger, and that is it. Just spray some Urban Decay setting spray so nothing will move.
What?
Bitch, I'm fucking popping.
What'd you say?
I'm fucking popping. Zoom in on this bitch.